Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, depending on where you are on this good green earth of ours. My name is Novocaine, and this is a very quick video about admin cap, or administrative capacity, or empire sprawl, or whatever you'd like to name it. It's the amount of paperwork that your species has to go through in order to manage these empires. Of course, we can see the great Velveteer Commonwealth coming by. We've got quite a few systems, quite a few planets, loads of black holes, and an L-gate in this one. So that's very good. We've got our sector names. It's all just looking pretty gorgeous. So, let's put the gamepad down. That's how you get those wonderful little shots, by the way. Let's jump right in. First of all, we are going to just say gamepad off. So that doesn't cause any problems. I don't think it would. There we are. We're back to normal. So, this little thing up here. We talked a little bit about this in the first module. If you haven't seen that, do click the card that will appear here. But otherwise, we're going to crack on. So, my Empire Sprawl at the moment, as the unseen leader of the great Velveteer Commonwealth, our Empire Sprawl is 247. What does that mean? It actually means something. Usually I'd say something like, it means nothing, and I'd be like, oh, it's so funny. But instead, let's actually have a look at what it means, how it affects your playstyle, and most importantly, whether, it really matters in what you are trying to do. So let's go to the gameplay mechanic that it's trying to do. It's sort of a rubber banding mechanic. Basically, every empire, player empire, custom empire, NPC, whatever, will have an administrative capacity. And that is basically, imagine a government department that's working without a single missed email. No one is ever sick. Everyone is fantastic and works diligently, and everything is amazing, right? You get perfect administration of your empire as long as you are at or under its capacity. The base capacity is 30. And as the tooltip that we're currently looking at claims, while our Empire Sprawl, that's the big number at the very top, is higher than our admin capacity, we suffer the following penalties. And they are listed there. Technology, tradition. So technology with research points, tradition with unity, campaigns, that's edicts that you basically pay for with money. Let's have a look at those, not policies, edicts. So these are campaigns. Anything that doesn't take influence is a campaign. Terraforming gases, land clearance, etc. So you could see, there we are. Base is 50. Empire Sprawl plus 247%. Because, well, it's 247. But cutthroat politics reduces the cost of that. Again, this is what I'm talking about, numbers influencing other numbers. So cutthroat politics, what's that? That's one of our civics. Edict cost minus 20%. Of course, edicts includes campaigns. Basically, the idea behind admin capacity is as your production or production potential grows, your technology costs and campaign costs and all the things that you use, that you can produce to pay for these things, increase dramatically. So say if you only had one tech world and it had a few research labs on it and that was it, then, you wouldn't be producing a huge amount of science. I've got 2 tech worlds at the moment, and that's what they're generating. So about 300, split relatively evenly between the 3 disciplines. And also, of course, I can have a greater population, 235 billion Velveteers, 4 billion Sildor, and 30 Vivesandians. 30 billion Vivesandians as well. And we'll talk about why I've done that in another module. So, admin capacity. What contributes to it? So, it's pretty easy to figure out, actually. So, 103 districts across all of our planets. We get 1 Empire Sprawl for each district. We get 2 Empire Sprawl for each system in our empire. And we get 2 for each world in our empire. Okay? Does not include your starting system. At least I don't think it does. Otherwise that would be a bit unfair. But even if it did, it would keep your admin... It wouldn't be above your admin cap unless you really went crazy on it. Which you might do, especially if you start with the life-seeded civic, which is pretty interesting, I'll give you that. Oh, I've literally got 2 cups of tea here. I forgot I'd made one. And then I made another one. So now I'm teed up. I'm teed up. Throw me on a golf course with a lot of tea. Right. What can we do, then, to mitigate some of these penalties? Basically, the closer your Empire Sprawl is to your capacity, the penalties will go down. So if we could increase our admin cap to, say, 100, then we've only got a difference of 147. So those... I can't move the cursor. Wait, I want to point at it. I'm literally pointing on the screen, but I know you can't see that. So those costs, those penalties, will reduce if you can do something to remove or shorten the gap between your Empire Sprawl and that admin capacity. So we've got there administrative capacity is 50. Base is 30. We've then got Courier Network, which is plus 20. What's Courier Network? Courier Network is a tradition under the expansion tree. There it is. Admin cap increased by 20. We will cover all of the traditions in a dedicated module that we're probably going to combine with the Ascension perks. Let's talk about Ascension perks as well, because there's another one here. Obviously, I've got show unavailable called Imperial Prerogative. Admin cap plus 30. So if we had selected that, we would have 70 admin cap, which reduces the gap. Cap, gap, gap, cap, cap, gap, cap, 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 gap, the gap of the cap. And we've got a civic. We haven't got it. We haven't got it active. But if we really wanted to, we could replace something that we've got here with the efficient bureaucracy, which gives us another 20%. So basically, it's a balancing act. At the moment, I'm actually, so I can record the full next tutorial, which is about war. I'm waiting till I can, unlock all of the weapons and all of the ships and stuff like that before we go to war with one of our neighbours. And then that will, of course, be the war tutorial. But I thought I'd get this in early because I think there's a lot of confusion about how the administrative capacity system works, what it's designed to do, and how it absolutely defines playing wide versus tall. Even though if you have a massive planet, districts still count, but they only count 1. So if it was in a system other than your home system, you'd be paying for as many districts as you got, let's say max 25, and then 2 for the system. That's going to be under the base of 30. So you will have no difficulties at all. The only thing is, you can only build a maximum, if we went to our home world here, we'd only be able to build a maximum of 4, 8, 12, 16 buildings. We're actually 15 buildings because the planetary capital or system capital complex, whatever, is still there. So, yeah, we haven't min-maxed the capital yet, but there we are. So, that's admin capacity. You know how to increase it, you know what it does, But really, if you can take those, if you can expand in such a way as to produce so much to offset the additional costs. So, for example, leader upkeep plus 197%. So they cost essentially 3 times what they would normally. If we went to try and get a new leader, recruit an admiral, they'd 297. Oh, that's because he's eager. A normal one, what's that? Cautious, wonderful. It's nearly 600 gigawatts of energy. Whoa. Because of the Empire Sprawl. Leader upkeep. Let's see how much we're spending on leaders. 53.46 gigawatts per month. Just hooked up to their veins. Which is obviously very fun for them, I'd imagine. But if you can generate enough, I mean, look, I'm making just shy of 300 a month, and I've got a deal to give me more exotic gases through one of the trader caravans that's taking 30 off it a month anyway. Base minus 24. I get it, because you get a base of like what, 3, and then it takes it off of that. So I guess that's where the trade is coming from. Anyway, if you have any other further questions, do leave them in the comment below. If there are any other aspects of Stellaris you want to have explained in more detail, don't say the trade system, because, or actually do say the trade system if that confuses you. We will be making a module on it. And do look forward to the war tutorial. It's going to be emotional. It's going to be informative. It's going to be everything you've come to know about Novocaine. If you'd like to support the show, please do consider becoming a patron for as little as $1 a month on patreon.com/Novocaine, much like how these lovely people along the bottom of your screen are doing so now. And with that, I would say, with much love from me to you, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.